Recording. Okay, so me and let's see, Catherine, Kate, Angela, Robin.
I'm here.
Don't see Cindy, but anyway, we were at the Nashville Bootcamp this weekend, and it was so much fun, guys. It was so much fun. So we learned a lot, and we had a lot of really amazing aha moments this weekend, and we want to share them all with you guys. So we're going to go fairly quickly. Make sure you're all on mute if you're not already. Those of you that will be talking, you can unmute yourselves on each one. That way it doesn't get, background noise and everything. And guys, if you have a question, throw it in the chat. And yeah, we'll get them all answered. So I'm really excited too, Jenny. Excited. Okay, and nervous because I always get nervous. Anyway, so Nashville Bootcamp had a huge focus on getting out from behind your phone. Getting out from behind your phone and being more present in the moment. And that included while we were there. And that's why you didn't see us doing a whole bunch of live videos like we normally do when we go to ODMs and things like that, and conference and carpet. They actually asked us to put away our phones, and they said nothing on your phone is more important than what you're hearing right now. So hear today and listen and learn. And so that's what we did. So we took a lot of notes, and there was a huge emphasis on getting back to face-to-face and blitzing and parties, and how to connect with people in the real world, and to use social media as a tool rather than a crutch. So let's see. Yeah, everyone, let's see if I can mute you guys. I mute all.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start. First of all, I went on Friday night to a Diamond It Up training, which was pretty surreal because I was like in this room with all these people that I look up to. It was crazy. So I'm like looking around the room, and there's all these people that make way more money than me, which was kind of intimidating, but kind of awesome at the same time, right? So anyway, we did this Diamond training, and the panel was Mark, Cindy, Pam, Mike, and Cammie. It was like this incredible panel, right? Like, doesn't get much better than that. Guys, you know what they talked to us about? They talked to us about getting out of a funk, hitting roadblocks, and how to get away from your roadblocks. That's what they talked to us about in our Diamond and Up training. All the way up, guys, ambassadors too, they hit a funk. I want you guys to know that. And I'm not going to go into huge detail about the how to get out of funks and stuff like that. Please know that if you feel that way, if you feel discouraged, if you feel down, if you feel like you've had a slow month, we all do. We all go through months like that. And just go to your upline, go to your Diamond and Above upline, and talk to them, because they've been there too, and they can help you get through that. You take that time for yourself. And Pam, the way she put it was, if you feel like you need a break, then take it. It's important. Don't live there, because whatever you do, your team is going to do. And if you go and you hide in your closet, or you curl up under your covers and you don't come out, you cannot expect your team to be there when you come back out. Okay? Keep in mind when you think you need a break that you cannot live there. So it's okay to take a break. You need it. If you feel like you do, then do that, so that you don't end up quitting or getting burned out. That's, we obviously don't want that. Just take what you need, take your little mental sanity break, and then get right back to it. And that was a big thing I took from that. The other big thing I took from the Diamond It Up training, this shouldn't be an aha moment, but hearing it, I guess, was one of those things like, that you need to hear it. Mike said, people ask me all the time, Mike, how do I do this? How do I become successful with this? And he said, find loyal customers, find distributors, keep them as long as you can. And I said, okay. Well, I'm Ruby now. Now what do I do? And he said, find loyal customers, find distributors, keep them as long as you can. And they said, oh, okay. I'm Diamond now. So what do I do now? Find loyal customers, distributors, keep them as long as you can. And then they said, okay, all right, I'm ambassador. What do I do now? And he said the same thing, guys. Find loyal customers, find distributors, keep them as long as you can. Don't overcomplicate it. We tell you over and over and over again to follow the steps of success. And that's all this is, guys. All this is. Loyal customers and distributors, and keep them as long as you can. Okay? That's it. That's all this is. No matter what level you get to, you're going to do the same thing. So don't ever stop doing that. It's easy to get caught up in having a team and building a team and trying to motivate and doing these trainings and stuff like this, where you forget to sign loyal customers and sign distributors and keep them as long as you can. Okay. So anyway, that's one of my big things that I took from the Diamond and Up training. And now we're going to go into the other ones because I really want to hear from the other girls that were there with me too, and get them to tell you their aha moments from each little section. So, you know, just a couple of like little things that weren't really on a panel. They talked about most people want $500 a month. They had everybody raise their hand of people that joined wanting just $500 a month. And almost the whole room raised their hand. There were not very many people that joined that wanted $1,000 a month. Okay, like these people, most people join wanting $500 a month. So that's what we need to talk about. What do you do? Or, you know, whose life could change with $500 a month, right? And that's all most people expect. They don't expect these big, huge, massive checks. They just want a little bit of extra help. So they said, you know, don't talk about people making thousands and thousands. Just talk about that little number because that's what most people want. And then eventually they'll catch the vision and they'll grow and they'll want more. And they said, you know, every day you have a choice. You have a choice. When you wake up, are you going to put on an It Works shirt or not? Are you going to blitz or not? Are you going to pick up your phone and call somebody and have a real personal conversation or not? And are you going to hide behind social media or not? Personal development. You guys spend time with personal development. Do you spend time every day? And guys, it can be 10 minutes, okay? It can be something that you're listening to a TED Talk while you're in the shower or while you're on your way to work. You should be doing personal development every day. It's huge. And everybody's personal development looks different, okay? It can be an activity you do with yourself, writing down your goals, making a dream board. It can be reading a book. It can be listening to a podcast, YouTube video, whatever it may be. But personal development is how you grow as a person and as a leader, and that's a huge part of this company. You're not just growing financially, you're growing as a person too. And they asked us there, and I'm going to ask you guys, you know, how many of you feel like you have changed as a person since you've joined this business? You know, and then they said, with each rank, it requires a new you. Each rank that you move up to requires you to grow and learn and become somebody that you weren't before in order to help your team and to move on to the next level. You know, nobody is who they were yesterday. That was a big thing too. Not compete with anyone and don't compare yourself to anyone except for who you were yesterday. Okay, so if you yesterday would have never hosted a party and you today hosted one and nobody showed up, who cares? Guys, you kicked yesterday you's butt, right? Because you hosted a party. You had the courage to plan that party and get there and blitz somebody and get to that party, even if nobody came, right? You kicked yesterday you's butt because yesterday you was scared, right? So don't compare yourself to somebody else who does parties all the time and they have all these people at their party. Who cares? They're not you, right? And if yesterday you was too scared, then you already won. Okay? So let's see, Catherine, what was your biggest aha moment from that area of when they were talking about partying your way to profits and getting more face-to-face?
Hey, okay, so definitely the face-to-face thing kind of connected with me because I feel like I've, like I was telling you, kind of hidden behind, you know, social media. It's so easy to be like, oh, I'm going to promote from my Facebook or my Instagram. And, you know, you're really just kind of hiding behind the computer, so to say, and really getting out there and doing the belly-to-belly or face-to-face and blitzing people, it just kind of all works hand in hand together. So something that kind of clicked in my head and made it click for me, so maybe it'll help for you guys, is just like our products are so amazing, but they work together with eating right and exercising. So it all works hand in hand. And so, with social media, it's a great tool. That's what they talked about. It's a great tool, but it works hand in hand with having parties or doing face-to-face, going out there and blitzing. It all works together for you really to have that success you want. So that was kind of a little point that clicked in my head, and just going back to the basics of getting out there, talking to people. And trust me, I'm nervous. It can get me scary, but it was so easy. Like, Michelle and I were at the mall getting dinner, and it was so easy just to talk to somebody, and it's something you're passionate about. So just bringing up a conversation, a compliment, anything. And usually people will open up the conversation enough for you to talk right to them about the business. Whoop, I can't hear you.
Michelle, you're on mute.
I know, I can't hear you, girl.
I mean, Tanis, you're on mute.
Sorry. Okay, so they were saying, everything is hard, right? Everything is hard. You have to pick your hard. And I've heard that before, but it really resonated with me this weekend because they said, everything is hard. So it's hard to learn the Facebook algorithm, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to have the courage to walk up to somebody and talk to them about the business. It's also hard to be broke.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say no to your kids when they ask to join dance class. And it's hard to have to leave them to go to work every day. And all of this is hard. Everything's hard. You have to choose what's hard is worth it for you, right? Pick your hard. And don't stop doing your normal. If you already had this huge following and huge presence on social media, then continue that. And run with social media because you already had a following. They use the example of Alyssa Billiou. She was a mommy blogger for years, so she already had this massive online following. It makes sense for her to run her business online, right? But let's say you're someone like Tara that owns a spa and you have customers and clients. It does not make sense for Tara to focus on social media, right? It makes sense for her to focus on belly to belly because people trust her, and then you use social media as a tool to assist your business. They're not saying not to use social media. They're just saying stop hiding behind it and stop trying to make yourself do something that isn't you because it makes the business that much harder and not enjoyable. If you're the type of person that you're a people person, then continue being a people person. Get out there and talk to people and do parties, do real parties. Have the courage to book an in-person party. Okay, so stay close to the fire, get to events. So let's see, let's do Kate. What do you want to say about how important it is to get to these events and what it does for you?
What was that last part?
What it does for you. How important is it to get to events and what it does for you, and what was the atmosphere like, and what did you take away?
It's hard, first off, to explain it into words, but both when I went to Green Carpet and then now to this boot camp right before, I was in a huge funk. I knew I still wanted to do this business, but I was just kind of, especially this time, I was lost and I was just overthinking everything. And then just being in the atmosphere of everyone and the energy and stuff, I can't explain it. It's just amazing. It really helps. So I can just say I'm not in a funk anymore. I'm ready and I'm excited all over again.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kate, let me tell you something, guys. Kate cried all day yesterday. She cried all day yesterday, and not because she was sad, y'all. She cried because it's powerful. And they really put this big emphasis on the power of proximity. And what they mean by that is you're putting yourself in this room with all of these people who have so much passion for this business, guys. You would not believe the stories that you hear and some of these there were people that, there was a couple that paid off $175,000 in debt with this business alone, guys. I mean, the stories you hear, people that were saved because of this company, because of events, people who paid off debt, built their dream houses, that were homeless and now they're not, moms that were able to stay home with kids that were sick. I mean, the stories you hear is incredible. And so the power of proximity, and not just using it for events, but like, are you crying again? Girlfriend cried so much yesterday.
I know, you start talking about it again. I started thinking, and they're all just.
So talking about the power of proximity, not just in events, because it's so huge to get there and be in the proximity of these people. Not just that, but like, what about your customers, guys? Your customers see you on Facebook and they see you posting, but can they really read your passion in a Facebook post? Not really, right? And same with your team. Okay, the power of proximity and getting to know these people and really being with them and learning about their lives and things like that. And you know, they've always said, you know, the 5 people you spend the most time with, you are the sum of those 5 people. Whether it's income, you're the sum of those 5 people's income. You're the sum of those 5 people's morals and their family beliefs, and you know, whatever it may be. So who do you want to surround yourself with, right? And that's why these events are so important, and that's why parties are so important, and you know, really letting people see your passion. So I asked a question. I want you guys to answer in the chat. When is the last time that you physically put the wrap on somebody? Answer that in the chat. This week. Well, good for you, because it's been longer than that for me. 4 months. Yeah. Never other than myself before green carpet. 2 months. You see this, guys? You see this? It's crazy. Y'all, this is the wrap business. Go put a wrap on somebody tomorrow. Okay? Put one in your purse, take it with you, and no excuses. Put a wrap on somebody tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow. Everybody agree? Thumbs up? All right. So 6 list. Everybody knows what a 6 list is. I have some pretty detailed notes on this, but let's see. Robin, do you want to talk about what they talked to us about on the 6 list?
Yeah, and I do the 6 list every day, but I also incorporate, like, I just think it's important for everybody to put down not just their it work stuff, but their personal stuff, because you need to, you know, and my thing is a day planner is really important too, because if you know what you have to do, like personally, like a dentist appointment or whatever it may be, you got that time blocked out, but you can see all the blocks of time that you still have to do things. So obviously share your it work story every day is one of them. Mm-hmm. Building relationships, I mean, that was something they stressed. Obviously, you know, social media is huge, but you know, it's all about building relationships, and don't just like message somebody about, you know, it works. You want to, you know, build that relationship and just have it come up naturally. Team stuff like your support, your training, also your customer support. You have to remember your customers. So, you know, whether that's just sending out a thank you note, samples, whatever. I mean, I try to, you know, like reach out to my customers, you know, every once in a while. And I know that, I don't remember who it was or what the panel was, but something that she does on social media is she has her customers in like a group. And I thought that was a good idea. I mean, obviously you want to ask your customers if they want to be in that, but then she said, you know, she can make them feel special by, you know, like letting them know about any new products that come up or any, you know, sales that we have. I thought that was a good idea, and I may incorporate that too. And then like, obviously your personal development, like you said, you know, like just, you know, it can be 10 minutes a day and whatever, you know, whatever that is. And, you know, get to events and calls. I mean, that's all just the events. I mean, the events are so important. I mean, like you guys all said, you know, it's just, you can relate to their stories, and it's, you know, you're in this room with these amazing people, but what's great is like we all are thinking the same. You know how you can get kind of bummed out because if you've got family that's not supportive and you're like all excited about it works, but nobody around you, you know, can see that vision. It kind of brings you down sometimes. So when you get to these events, it will refuel you. I mean, it's just really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Kevin. So they said you should be doing some type of event, call, personal development every day, every single day. That should be on your 6 list every day. That's what she's talking about. Like whether it's family call or a Zoom or a show me the money call or something every day. And they let us in on a really big secret, guys. Okay? They said, okay, here's the secret. Okay, the secret sauce. Here it is. You ready? Everybody always wants the secret. The secret is people. People. Talking to people. More people. That's it. That's your secret. So, everybody is always like, oh, yeah, but what's the secret? What are these people doing? What they're doing is they're talking to people. Okay, that's what they're doing. Let's see. What was next? Hundreds list, digging a little bit deeper on your hundreds list. We should be adding to our hundreds list every day. Every day, adding to your hundreds list. And they gave us some tips on how to dig deeper on your hundreds list in person and how to dig deeper on social media. So non-social media, how to dig a little deeper to add to that hundreds list were things like blitzing. But they said, don't go out with intention to blitz. Don't say, today is a blitzing day. Okay, I'm going to go out today and I'm going to blitz. And I've done that, guys. So don't feel weird if you've done it too, because I totally have. They said, don't do that. Don't do that at all. Instead, live the blitz. And that really resonated with me. And what she means by that is don't go out and make blitzing this first interaction. Instead, go out and just start a conversation. Start a conversation with the lady behind you at the grocery store in line. Okay? And it can be something like, oh my God, I love that bread. We use that bread too. You tried it with, oh my gosh, this cheese from the deli, it's so good. And just start a conversation and then say, oh, we should totally connect more. What do you do for a living? And ask leading questions, because when you ask them about their life, they're going to ask you about their life or about your life. Sorry. So then you have the opportunity to say, yes, oh my gosh, I work from home. I have this incredible opportunity. Man, we're in a hurry. I would love to tell you more. Can I add you on Facebook real quick and then I'll message you later? Or, oh my gosh, we should totally get together for coffee. I think we would be really good friends or something like that. Just, they're saying live the blitz. Do it in your everyday life. Don't go out and force yourself to have these awkward interactions. Do it, because nobody likes that. And that's why everybody's afraid of blitzing. So instead, just go out and put your phone down. This is big for me. Put your phone down. We work from our phones, right? It's hard to do. But when you're out and you're in the waiting room at the doctor's office or at the dentist's office or the hair salon and you're on your phone, checking your emails and messaging back potentials and doing all of this, guess what? Your doors to your business are closed. Nobody's going to approach you while you got your face buried in your phone, right? So wear the gear. When they say live the blitz, they're saying put on the phone. You can do that later. Wear your gear. You're being paid to represent this company. Wear the gear, create interest, put on your phone, talk to people. Talk to your waitress, talk to your hairdresser, talk to, the guy cleaning your windows at the gas station. talk to the guy like yesterday, me and Catherine at the mall, that was making your sub sandwich, okay? Because I would have never pegged this guy for interested in this business. And he added me on Facebook on the spot. And he used to sell Plexus. Like, I would have never pegged him for this type of business. But he was totally interested. So instead of standing there in line at Starbucks on your phone, talk to people, talk to the baristas. They said another thing about going to the same places often, like go to the same Starbucks, get to know all the baristas, build that relationship, be a friend, and then start mentioning things like that. Make sure that you're getting their contact information. Then the power is in your hands. If you just give them a blitz card, game over. Okay? Then you left the power in their hands. You don't want the power in their hands. You want the power in your hands, right? And you want to add them to your 100 list. How do you add them to your 100 list if you don't have their contact information? You don't, right? You have to get it. Now, if you're anything like me, when I'm going around blitzing and I give somebody a blitz card, I'm like, I'm here. And I'm like, bye. I'm scared. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, can I like have your number? Like, it's awkward, right? So they're saying, they were giving us like funny ways to get it, Emmy posted today something like, I'm so sorry, I just realized this is my last coupon. Can I just text you? And she got their number, right? Or one lady that was on stage yesterday said, I know you're just going to throw this away anyway. Do you just want me to text it to you? Beautiful, right? Like little things like that make it less awkward, Show your personality. Don't be a robot. Let's see. Think of this one was huge for me. Angela, I'm about to come to you, so prepare yourself. She's like, okay. So this one was huge to me. So she said, think of your It Works business as a brick and mortar business. Think of it as you just opened a storefront. Okay. And think of the way we run our business now. If I signed 30 loyal customers in a month, I would be a rock star. Everybody would be like, oh my God, tell me all your secrets. Oh my gosh, I need to know everything you did because you signed 30 customers this month. 30. Oh my gosh, right? If you were a brick and mortar business and you had 30 customers in a month, you would be shut down. Your business would close, right? So think of it as a brick and mortar business. How many people are you getting in the door every day? And this was something that they said you need at least 10 people coming into your store per day, right? To try to sign that one customer a month. How do you get people in your door? And that's on you. You have to ask. Ask was the theme of this weekend, right? Ask face to face, get to know people. It was such a huge thing for me to hear that, 30 customers a month in a brick and mortar business, you would be upside down, right? We think it's like some sort of like holy grail, And so that was a really big thing, you would be a mass enroller. So, what was your aha moment in talking about your 100 list and how to add to it every day?
All right. My aha was basically when she said, stop being selfish. Because we are prejudging people in their situations before we even give them a chance to even decide they're even interested in it. We don't have that right to do that. She was telling the story basically where an attorney got upset because the girl didn't go to him, and the attorney was more like upset because they didn't think the attorney was good enough to do it, where the attorney actually hated his job or her job and wanted out. So it was like, we scroll through Facebook and we see this person, delete. Scroll, delete. We don't have that right. And the other thing she said too is when you post, you're just posting. You're not asking. You're just posting. And you leave it up to them to come to you, but you continue to post. And the other thing is your old contacts. Go through your old contacts later on. And it's just, and the other thing she was saying was get recommendations. If someone's not interested at that time, just get a recommendation, see if they want anyone, and then go from there. It was just the basic one for me was just don't be selfish. And we have a tendency to do that because when we go through Facebook, we don't like the way the person looks. We don't like what they're posting. It's just don't do that. Just let them have the decision if they want to come into the company or not. That was my ha-ha.
Exactly. And another thing feeding off of that Mark said was, you know, when you're looking at people that are lawyers or doctors or whatever, you know, they all kind of have a certain look, right? They're very put together. They, you know, they wear this business attire. You can tell when somebody's got this, you know, fluffy job, you know what I mean? He said, you cannot tell though, by looking at someone, if they're going to be an awesome It Works distributor. You can't tell. He said, look around this room right now. Look at all of the different people and how everyone looks different. We're all different shapes, sizes, colors, you know, everything. There's no certain way we dress. We all have different fashion styles. We all have different color hair and, you know, crazy things, different style. You know, it's totally different, right? He said you cannot tell because you can't see inside of someone by looking at them. And you can't see their why, and that's what makes somebody a good It Works distributor. So, yeah, exactly, Angela. They use this example of a lawyer. Her life was perfect, put together, right? But she wanted, or he, I can't remember what it was.
I don't either.
Did not want to be in that job anymore. Did not want to do it. Did not want to work in a cubicle. He wanted freedom of the time, you know. And they're saying, like, you are selfish if you keep this business to yourself. It's because you think someone might not want it. You are being selfish. Tara, you had something you wanted to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was holding on to it. I raised my hand, but I was like, I have to put in the comment there. This was all the way back when we were asking about when is the last time that everyone wrapped somebody. And for side note, though, if anyone hasn't been on all the special Zooms that we got invited to in the past week, to listen to the recordings, because I don't remember which Zoom this was on. But one of the Zooms was with one of the leaders that we had got in the VIP Zooms, and they kept on saying the person that raps the most wins the most, and their business grows the most. And that, like, hearing that this week, I was like, I need to put a rap on somebody. And literally, like, the next day, like, I was like, one of my clients was coming in, and she was coming in for a wax, and I was like, you know, you've been wanting to try the rap, you gonna try it today? And I was like, so, and like, if anyone knows me, I'm very straightforward, but when it comes to some things, like, I get really nervous. And she was like, yeah, of course, let's do it. And she was like, when? I was like, now. And then I put the rap on her, and I was just like, and that has stuck in my head, and I wanted to share that with everyone, because I was like, get out and rap people, and don't be afraid. What's the worst thing they're gonna say is no. That's it. I had to share that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Chad Caneller. He said it at the boot camp as well. He said it again, and it was one of those I wrote it down again. Like, I took that note during the Zoom, and then I took that note again when he said it here in the at the boot camp, because it's powerful. Whoever raps the most wins. And I personally can count on one hand how many people I have actually put a rap on, like physically a rap on. I have sold raps, you know, but I let them go home with them or whatever it may be. I can count on one hand how many times I physically have wrapped someone myself. That's crazy, right? So that was an aha moment for me too. Okay, so party tips. Raise your hand if you're afraid of parties, in-person parties. Most people are, right? Okay. So it is okay to be nervous. The thing is, you're going to do it anyway. Okay? You're going to do it in person. Because that's where it's at. So social media is constantly changing. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Social media, your algorithms are always changing. You're constantly trying to keep up with something, but something that never changes is face-to-face interaction and seeing people in front of you and talking to them and making them laugh and hearing their why. Even if their why is that they have had 3 kids and their belly is never going to get back to how it used to be, and then they cry when you take that wrap off of them and they see what happens. Now I want you to think for a second, if that was you and you are with this mom and she had 2 C-sections and she feels like she's never going to get her body back, and you put a wrap on her and she cried, what you would feel like, and the passion and the fire that you would feel for your business. But we don't do it because we're scared, because we're nervous. We don't do these parties, right? You've got to do it anyway. If no one shows up, wrap yourself, okay? If one person shows up, have a one-on-one conversation with that person. Guys, I have done parties there was one person at, and every single one of them, there's been 3 of them, every single one of them, by the end of my party, I had a new distributor, okay? I don't care if one person comes. It's still worth your time. And if nobody comes, then sample your own products and believe in the product again yourself so that you have the motivation to go and do another party, right? So, Catherine, tell me a few of your aha moments from the party section.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like you were saying, they said, belly to belly is not going to change. Facebook changes, Instagram changes with the way that it's set up and the logarithms and everything, but belly to belly is not going to change. So just getting your face out there, it's going to be uncomfortable. It may be awkward, but once you do it a few times, it will just become natural. Like, just getting yourself out there, getting to people, just start out with friends and family. That's what I did when I first started doing parties. I was like, hey, mom, dad, brother, sister, come over, let me just practice. And like they said, I felt like, oh, I got to stand up here, let me present this. But that was a big thing they talked about too, is sit down with the party, sit at the table, talk to them, just go over it like it's your group of friends, and it makes it such less awkward. So that was a huge thing for me, because I'm like, oh yeah, just join the party. Don't feel like you're having to, keep it casual. Exactly, Angela.
So does it have to be at your house?
No, not at all. They talked about some really cute ideas. They talked about you can do them anywhere, Starbucks, wherever, but they talked about come up with a Starbucks and shakes, and come up with a cute name, and it doesn't have to be called a party. It can be a little get together. Just keep it casual, keep it simple. Simple is the key. And so that was some really good tips they gave us on the parties. Yeah, the wine and wrap, that was super cute.
Yeah, and then another thing I said was don't try to book parties way in advance.
Yeah,
book it in a couple of days and say hey girl, what are you doing Thursday? Let's get together and hang out and catch up. Then you got them.
Yes. Then they can't change their mind.
Right. Book more parties while you're at parties. These people are going to fall in love with the products. They're going to want them. And then you're going to tell them, guess what? You can get it for free if, we do this at your house. She said, look for the person who's the most social. Look for that social butterfly at the party. And say, girl, I cannot wait to come do this with your friends next week. What day is good for you? Leave it without, option. And, the biggest thing, and I heard this word, man, I can't even tell you how many times. I have it written huge in my notebook, a million times. Ask. Ask people to host a party. Ask them to order. Ask them to join your team. You have to ask. Yeah, Kate, that's a great point. Go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, they said, I think wasn't it Cammie, I think was saying, she's like, use the stinking party pad or have the stinking party, stuff like that. That it's not for us. We want to keep it simple and make it visual for the guests to see oh, well, she's doing it. She doesn't have to memorize all this stuff. She's just pointing. I can point. I can read. And so just to make it simple for them. So they also said something about sitting down sometimes. Don't stand up in front of them because everyone hates, standing up in front of people and talking. So sit down, make it easy.
Right. And the idea behind that is that even if you're okay with public speaking, most people aren't. Okay? Most people aren't. Most people are scared. Yeah, it was Ashley Sinclair. She said, have the stinking party. Yeah, absolutely. But sit down on the living room floor, sit down at the dining room table, have a glass of wine, flip through the magazines together, point and read. Even if you're doing an online party, point and read. Because if people think, oh my gosh, I have to memorize all that, no way. Just like she said, they say, I can point, I can read, I can do that. So you want to make it duplicatable. And that was something I took away from the New Orleans mini boot camp too, was when you go to these parties, don't feel like you need every product. Don't feel like you have to have this massive display. You know, I'm bad about that. They said, because then people think that they have to order all that stuff before they can do it. And they're like, I can't do that. She said, take wraps, take greens, take a party pad. It's just like, stop overcomplicating it, you know? And I was like, wow. I mean, I take like 2 tote boxes worth of stuff when I do parties, guys. So yeah, super easy. Tell them there's wine. Come on over. I want to chat to you guys about something. Let's see. They said, don't be afraid of unsuccessful parties. It is okay if no one shows up. You have to rethink the way you measure success and only compare yourself to you yesterday. Like we talked about earlier. Would you from yesterday even hosted that party, right? This was a big one for me. If you increase your proximity, you increase your profits. Like we talked about earlier, proximity is huge. Get in front of people. If you get in front of more people, you're going to get more orders. Get in front of more people. Closing tips at a party. You have to ask. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay, so what are you thinking? Products or business? Okay, like just give them those options. Are you thinking about products or are you thinking about the business? And then we can say, okay, we have it set up right over here. You can place orders with, you know, Ashley or whoever. What product do you want to try first? Yeah, exactly, Robin. You just said it. And it's, don't assume that they don't have the money. And she said, you know, there's a big difference. She's seen distributors that they have these parties where every single person ordered over $200 worth of products. And then she had another party today where these people were ordering 1 product each. And it's because people will assume that they don't have the money. Don't try to upsell them. Instead of saying, you know, what product are you interested in, you can say, you know, what pack are you interested in? And let them talk you down, right? You have to assume the sale. Don't assume they're broke. So offer high and let them talk down, just like you said, yeah, Tara. Blitzing. All right, I'm like trying to get through all of this, and we have like 15 minutes for the family call, so I'm about to like super speed through this. Blitzing, look, like super big right here, guys. I wrote ask. Okay, I'm telling you, that was like a big thing. You have to ask. Don't ninja blitz. Don't throw your blitz cards through the drive-through window, or stick it in between pages in a book, or put it in a diaper changing station, or put it in your waitress's little folder that she brings for your credit card. Ask. Ask. Okay. To live the blitz, make it part of your life. Wear your gear. If you have to buy one It Works t-shirt and wear it until it has holes in it, that. You can buy an It Works t-shirt for $14 on our website, okay? There is a very basic black It Works t-shirt for $14 on our website, okay? Buy that shirt and wear it until it has holes in it. Do a lot of laundry, but wear it every day, okay? Let's see. Be available. Don't be on your phone. Don't use work as an excuse. If you are still working and you're saying, oh, I can't work my business because yada, 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 right? And, you know, obviously there are some places that you have to be more careful, but you're around so many more people than those of us who don't go to work, okay? Every day you're around people that you're building relationships and you know, right? Take your products with you. Take your products with you and walk in with your greens in a clear bottle. They said if you are drinking greens in a bottle that you can't see through, you fail. Drink your greens in a bottle that you can see through. Get them to Facebook. Ask leading questions like, what do you do? Friends list. That's adding people. When you add them on Facebook, you can separate your Facebook list into lists now where you can engage with those people more often. Take them to coffee. Offer to take somebody to coffee. Ask them. And said, like, some people are scared of blitzing because they feel like if they hand them that card that they're going to think that you're like calling them fat or something. I hear that a lot, right? So Chad Kneller, he said that he's like, you know how I blitz? I give them the card and I say, you guys know anyone that would want to see their results for $25? And he said most of the time they're like, heck yeah, I know somebody, me, right? But it takes away that you're assuming that they want the product, you know what I mean? Maybe you'll run into a yellow that'll send you like 50 people. So let's see. Genuinely compliment people, ask them those leading questions like, what do you do? You work with, or do you have kids? And then, if you are going to give them money, give them a Blitz card. If you're paying a bill somewhere, everybody that you give money to, give them a Blitz card. Turn a stranger into a friend. They are only a stranger for a moment. Don't let them stay a stranger. Then it will be less awkward. Create a friendship. Start the friendship. Get them on social. Let's see. New distributor checklist. That's okay, Nikki. So you're saying you can't sell it while you're on the clock. That's fine. A lot of people have that problem. So if that's the case, we said take your greens in a clear bottle. Okay? You're not doing anything. You're just using a product, right? Have your Confianza sitting on your desk because you want it. You know what I mean? Like that. Okay, so new distributor checklist. This is on eSuite. If you guys have not gone through the training academy, it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay? It's very detailed. They released it at Green Carpet, and it's the bomb. So your new distributor checklist, your why should make you cry. It's super important to be able to find your why. And if you're saying your why is your kids, it's not deep enough. You need to dig deeper. What about your kids? Okay, we were listening on the way. We were doing personal development audiobook on the way to Nashville because we're cool like that. And we were listening to this, and he said, this guy, he told him his why, and it was, because he wanted, I'm just going to use the kids for an example. He said, oh, yeah, my why is my kids. And he said, so what? He's like, what? Excuse me? And he's like, so what? Why are your kids? Like, your why? And he's like, oh, but my kids, because I love them. Okay, what? And it's like, why? What do you want to do for your children? Do you value an amazing education for them and you want to be able to provide that? You want to be able to say yes to everything that they want. You want to be able to feed them every day. You want to be able to get them out of a crappy situation or crappy living arrangement that you're in. There are people, guys, there's a woman there that's an ambassador diamond, okay? And she was like wearing leggings and a t-shirt and had a 6-month-old baby on her hip, okay? We met her in the elevator. We had no idea that she was an ambassador diamond. You would have never expected. Her hair's in a ponytail, no makeup, like totally just chill. She got up there and she said, guys, I have been with It Works for 8 years. And my why and what I was able to do was to get out of an abusive relationship that I was in, that I felt stuck in because I didn't have the money to live on my own. And guys, she was able to get away from this abusive relationship, and now she's married to like her dream guy and has this beautiful baby, and she's an ambassador diamond with It Works. But her why was to move, right? That was her why. But you have to dig deeper and find more to it. So your why is super important. Don't discount it. Take time to really discover your why. And there are tools online you can research. There's books, Find Your Why, Simon Sinek, and It Starts With Why, same guy. Both really good books. And they're on Audible. You can listen to it. And don't wait for your kit. As soon as you order, start. Okay? Download It Works Office. Log into your eSuite. Do your auto shipment and your training. And if you think that you cannot do an auto ship, this was an aha moment for me, guys. You think that you can't do an auto ship because I didn't. I didn't do an auto ship until I went diamond. Okay. But I'm going to encourage you to not be like me. Do your auto ship. And what they said was, Your auto ship can be wraps, okay? 2 packs of wraps. You can pay for your auto ship by wrapping 4 people. You are in a business of selling wraps. And if you cannot commit wrapping 4 people a month, there's something wrong with you. And that was a big moment for me because I was like, I do not wrap 4 people a month. And then it was a moment for me because I was like, I don't even try to wrap 4 people a month. Okay. Go wrap people. Ask. You can find 4 people. Every single one of you can find 4 people a month, and then you can afford your auto ship. Okay. That was a big moment for me. I think I turned to Catherine and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh, 4 people. I can do that, but I've never done that. And it's just like this moment they were like, guys, this is a wrap business. Go wrap. So purchase gear, like I said, there's a work shirt online, it's $14. Okay, if you can't afford that, go buy a black or green t-shirt from Walmart for $4. Okay. Create your hundreds list, add to it every day. Focus on your steps to success. Schedule your launch party immediately, announce yourself on social media, and get to an event ASAP. When you're signing your new distributors, get them to an event. Show them how to find their events. Try to find an ODM close to them and get them to it even if you can't be there. Let's see, new training. Focus on Ruby. That was a big one. The whole company is built on Rubies, guys. We know that already. But really, really focus on getting people to Ruby. They said that, I guess an ambassador diamond was 55 rubies, something like that. So gold is 2 rubies, diamond is 3 rubies, double diamond, I think, is 5 rubies. It goes up from there, all based on rubies. So focus on smaller goals. Let's see. Dr. Dawn got up there and talked, but I'm not going to go into that right now because it was more like product information. The last thing, sorry, I'm like going super fast. I want you guys to hear it all. Retention, customer retention. So she said she wanted us to repeat after this. So write this down because it was big for me too. Attention to retention creates residual income. Attention to retention creates residual income. When you sign somebody, send them thank you cards. Tell them how to use the products. Tell them the benefits of staying a loyal customer. Send them samples of things they did not order. If they are unhappy, just say, I'm so sorry you're not happy, and tell them how to cancel. A little bit. Ask them to talk about their goals with you again. Maybe they're just on the wrong product. Maybe they just didn't choose the right product for what their goals are. Like maybe they wanted to lose weight and they ordered wraps, right? They think that and they just ordered wraps and you didn't realize what their goals were and they actually wanted to lose quite a bit of weight and maybe they need something else. Maybe they need a cleanse. Instead of saying, like when they're coming up on the auto ship, instead of saying, do you want to change your order? Instead say, do you want to add anything to your order? After 3 months, ask them about the business opportunity. Once they've completed their 3 months, ask them about the business opportunity. Or you can ask them about taking another challenge. If you take another 90-day challenge and you try another product, did you know that when you finish that, you get 53 perk points? On their birthday, when they sign up as a loyal customer, they have to enter their birthday. On their birthday, send them a little birthday card with some samples. Send them some greens or something. Or they said, maybe a $5 Starbucks gift card or something, like, just something special for them to bump them. Adopt the 2-2-2 rule. This was a good one for me. This is a big one. 2 days after they join, send them a thank you card. 2 weeks after they join, send them a text and say, oh my gosh, you have to tell me the second your box hits the front porch. I want to hear all about it. Like, create that excitement. 2 months after they order, ask them, how are the products, and would you like to add anything to your order? So that's the 2-2-2 rule. I thought that was kind of cool. Assume 2 things, okay, when they're signing is, I know. This is the last page, guys, I'm sorry. So assume 2 things, one of 2 things when they are signing up as a customer. You're going to assume 2 things. They are either going to sign up, they're going to do their 3 months, then they're going to join as a distributor, or they're going to order every month from now on. Okay? Don't assume they're going to order for 3 months. Assume that they are yours forever and you're going to keep them forever and ever. Amen. Okay. Then yeah, that's it. The 2 things are really, really small. So that's it, guys. I rushed through that last part. I'm super sorry. If you have questions and you want more information on any of it, Catherine, Angela, Cindy Brown, Robin, Kate, they were all at the event. You guys have questions, come talk to any of us. We're so excited. We're so pumped up. We're really, really excited. I'm going to post this recording, so tag your teams because it's such a good amount of information. I'll talk to you all soon. And go get on the family call. I'm so excited. Bye, guys.
Bye.